Most teenagers spend their time at home, watching TV or using their phones. But I have some unusual hobbies. My friends always ask me why I don't play video games with them or why I don't follow them on social media. And I always tell them that I am interested in other things. I think that spending hours on your phone is so boring, so I prefer to spend my time doing things that I really enjoy. One of my hobbies is gardening. You don't usually think of a teenager gardening. You always think of older people doing this activity, but I love it. My house has a big garden with grass and lots of trees and flowers. My dad loves gardening, so that is how I started this hobby. At the weekends, I plant new flowers, water the plants, and cut the dead flowers. Roses and daisies are my favourite flowers, so we have a lot of them in my garden. I also like sunflowers, but we don't usually grow them because they are too tall. Sometimes they can be 2 meters tall, and they die very quickly. I usually spend 3 or 4 hours doing gardening at the weekends because I have more time then. During the week, I have to do a lot of homework, so I haven't got any time to spend outside. I also like to do it at the weekend because my dad doesn't work on Saturdays or Sundays. It's an activity that I love doing with him. He can teach me about the different flowers and trees, and we even buy magazines about gardening and we read them together. The best thing about this hobby is that it doesn't cost much money. I can spend time with my dad while I do it, and it makes our house look very pretty. We usually choose flowers that are different colours like orange, yellow, red, pink and purple. And the garden in the summer and the spring looks really beautiful. We sometimes have dinner parties in the garden when the weather is nice, and everyone always says that our garden is lovely. My other hobby is cooking. My mum is a really good cook, so she taught me to cook when I was a young child. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I baked cakes and cookies with my mum at the weekend or for birthday parties. My favourite recipes to cook are from South America. The meals from those countries taste so different to the ones that we have here in the UK. So all of my friends and family love them. Some people never eat different types of food and haven't travelled to these countries, so it is a surprise for some of them, and they always ask me for the recipe so that they can cook it at home. Cooking is more expensive than gardening because I use a lot of special ingredients which are very expensive. Of course, foods like rice or pasta are very cheap, but there are some ingredients which are not typical in the UK, so I have to buy them in a special shop or online. In my city, there are a lot of international food shops. They sell food from all over the world, and it is my favorite type of shop to go to. I think that it's exciting to try new foods and flavors. I love this hobby because I can learn new recipes and practice them every day. I think that it's boring when you have to eat the same food every day. It's nice to eat special and different meals. Also, because I am so good at cooking, I never go to restaurants. I think that restaurants are expensive, and I prefer to spend that money on some special ingredients that I can use for many recipes. The other hobby that I have is reading. I don't like reading books. I prefer to read magazines. My favorite magazines are cooking and gardening ones. When I read a magazine, it gives me ideas. Sometimes I learn about new flowers, especially flowers from other countries, and other times I learn about fruits and vegetables that people grow in other countries. This helps me to learn about new recipes as well. I usually read magazines when I am on the school bus or at the weekends when it is rainy and I can't go outside to do gardening. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.